unquote. Let's get reaction to that statement and the relationship between the United States and Egypt, and another perspective on what's happening from our next guest. Naguib Sawiris is the founder of the Free Egyptians Party and the executive chairman of Orascom Telecom, Media and Technology, and he joins me now on the line from London. Naguib Sawiris, thanks for being with us. What do you make of what's going on in your country, in Cairo, these protests against the film?
We have to go back to the fact that someone who's really not very sensitive made a movie mocking the Prophet Mohammed, So people need to understand that you are dealing with an area or a part of the world that is not as tolerant as the Western world is when people start to mock or criticize the religious symbols, They are super sensitive, especially the Islamic religion and people who have this religion. They are not so open to any mockery or a movie, and as far as I'm concerned, I think that whoever did this movie is merely stupid and insensitive, and he should carry the burden on the blood of the innocent people who have died during these demonstrations. Having said so, of course, I'm totally against the way people are reacting to that movie. I'm not saying that they're doing the right thing, but I think it's time to understand that we are dealing with a different kind of culture, and we have to be more sensitive than that.
But let me ask you about the U.S.-Egyptian relationship. Now Barack Obama is saying something that surprised everyone. Egypt is not an ally. It's not an enemy, but it's not an ally. So what was your reaction when you heard that the American president doesn't consider your country an ally necessarily?
Well, I would love to be very honest and say what I think about the U.S. policy. And since the Arab Spring, I think the whole policy since the Arab Spring has been completely wrong, completely insensitive to the liberal, to the secular, to the people of the free world, And
why? Why do you think that?
Well, we the liberals and the secular people in this part of the world, we feel let down by the U.S. administration. We feel they have sided from the beginning with the religious extremist groups, and they thought that they can, get their interests aligned, and therefore we feel we're left over, Having said so, as I said, I'm condemning completely whoever made that movie and the reactions against that movie, which I don't sympathize with the way people are reacting to that.
But Naguib, you're saying the U.S. has from the beginning of the Arab Spring sided with the religious extremist groups? What do you mean by that?
Well, Hala, you should know better. What I mean by that is there are two forces right now. There are people who are liberal, secular, they believe in the same principles of the free world, and there are people who are religiously extreme, and they believe in creating a religious state, And as I said, the administration has from the beginning sided with the people who want to establish a religious state. I'm not saying that there is any relevance to that, what's happening now, because what's happening now is a function of someone who's absolutely insensitive and, in my personal opinion, stupid, who does a movie mocking of a prophet. I don't think anybody in the world should be doing that, regardless of... and I also don't believe that the reaction that is happening now is correct,
Naguib Sawiris, thanks so much for joining us on the line. Naguib Sawiris is currently in London with reaction to what's going on in his country and also reaction to a little bit of tension, it seems, there between President Barack Obama and President Mohammed Morsi of Egypt.